Welcome to Women Who Brand, a podcast that spotlights inspiring women in the creative industry. I'm Alejandra Salazar, founder and CEO of CROING, which is part of the 0.1% of creative agencies founded by a woman, and I'll be your host today. This podcast is part of an initiative of CROING to inspire women in the industry by sharing the journey and insights of those who are leading the way. Women Who Brand are creative, strategic, and visionary forces in the world of marketing. They make an impact in both the role and the industry as a whole. Whether through campaigns, storytelling, or experiences, they shape how people perceive, interact with, and remembers a brand. In this episode, we spoke with Justine Siegal, the co-founder of the Women Professional Baseball League and the founder of the nonprofit Baseball for All. This is an episode you need to watch if, as a marketer, you want to do something really meaningful for girls in sport. She talks about how she turned the advice of stop playing baseball into her life mission. I felt honored to hear that when she played in Venezuela, my hometown, she saw the passion that people had for the sport when she was playing, to the point that someone told her that watching her play inspired him to let her daughter play too. And that showed her the world of possibilities and the power of representation for girls in sports. Today, she's the co-founder of the Women Baseball League, and she's thinking big for the sport, both in the US and global, because that's what this audience is, global. This episode is a total home run. You don't want to miss it. So please join me in welcoming our next woman who brand, Justine Siegal. Hi, I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm happy to be here.
Makes me happy, love. So for those who don't know her, Justine Siegal is the co-founder of the Women's Professional Baseball League and the founder of the nonprofit Baseball for All. Justine and I met at the Adweek House Racket Club the previous month, like 1 month ago, more or less. And I remember your panel was one of my favorite because it was all about women's sport leagues. I don't want to talk much about it because I want you to explain to the audience, but I was really impressed and happy to hear and like happy to see you. We talk and I invite you to the podcast, and I'm super excited that you say yes and that you're here, because what I love the most about the panel is the idea that the future of women's sports will be simply sports, and I think that's powerful. I've been sharing a lot on LinkedIn. I'm pretty involved with everything that has to do with the intersection of culture, representation, and sports, and I really want all around marketers listening or reading to listen to this conversation, because I want to make sure we can support this initiative, we can support these girls and get them where they should be. So let's get started. Justin, your journey has been all about opening doors in baseball and creating opportunities for women and girls in the sport. So, what led you to take that path, and how do you feel in your current role?
Well, I've been playing baseball my whole life, since T-ball. And when I was 13, I was told I should quit baseball because I'm a girl. It didn't make any sense to me because I was still good. And when I was told I should quit, I just decided I would never quit. So I kept
Love
going.
it.
But it was definitely a hard path. Once I turned 13, I started to always ask for permission. Can I try out for your team? Can I play? And sometimes it was no, and sometimes it was yes. But I loved the game, and I just like couldn't let them win. You know what I mean? I couldn't let these people say girls can't do something and say, oh, okay, I guess I can't do it, and leave.
Wow.
So the more people tried to take the game from me, the more I loved it. So when I had my daughter, I was 23, and she just having her made me see that I could develop something for the next generation. It didn't have to be about me. It could be about building something better. And so I started what's now Baseball for All, for girls, a nonprofit around the country for girls to play baseball. And they play baseball with the boys, but they get to meet other girls who play baseball as well, which is very powerful for the girls to get to meet other girls who are just like them.
I love it. I love it. Oh, what a story. And I love what you said, because again, I told you at the beginning previously that a lot of our audience includes marketers and women in top leadership positions in different brands. But I'm also excited about girls to listen to this and to know that there are like these opportunities. And if someone tells you no, that doesn't mean it's no. That's yes. So, I love your story. Thank you for sharing. So, given the commitment it takes to push for inclusion and equity in sports, how do you evaluate whether an initiative or project is the right one to move forward with? Do you follow a specific process or is more of a feeling?
I don't follow a process per se. I know that within my nonprofit, a lot of times our programming comes from something that happened to me, like from the pain of it, So, like, if this is a problem, like a school says a girl can't play baseball, well, then we need to fix it. So that would be something that our nonprofit helps girls with that issue. So I think finding where the need is and then trying to match that need is probably my process.
Their process, love that, love that. Yeah, and I think, I interview a lot of marketers here, and they will tell me about the campaigns, like how they follow their instincts and stuff. In your case, it's just you have a mission, and that for you is, I wouldn't say simple, but it's like obvious that this is the need, and I will just follow whatever it takes for me to get there. So yeah, I love it. I want to talk because this is kind of a brand marketing podcast in a way, so I want to understand more about the league. Like, what's your role there? Because you already talked about the nonprofit, but I would like to know also about the league and what's your role there, and what does it include.
Sure. So I'm the co-founder of the upcoming Women's Professional Baseball League. We're launching in May. For me, it's still the same. It's mission driven, right? It's that I'm trying to solve a problem that girls and women are discriminated against. And so the Pro League, which is going to be one awesome entertainment, right? You just come out on a summer night and watch us play, eat a hot dog, get a drink, and hang out with your friends and your family. And then there's a second part where it helps solve the systemic problem that girls and women are told to quit baseball, that, this is a man's game. And instead, it shows that it's not. It gives a future for all those girls dreaming of playing baseball at the pro level, just like their brothers already have. So it's an opportunity to really allow dreams to come true and be great entertainment all at the same time.
Love it. Beautiful. Honestly, love it. I told you I'm originally from Venezuela, and we're pretty obsessed about baseball there. And I've never saw a baseball like a girl game. And that sucks, honestly. Because if you don't see things, you cannot become. Like, you need to see it. And I think what you're doing is showing other girls that that's possible, and it's such an important mission, honestly.
Yeah, when I was in Venezuela, I was 20 years old and I was playing baseball with men. And we were in the middle of a very remote village. And I ended up pitching very well against them. And then a father came up to me and said that his daughter wanted to play baseball, but he told her girls don't play. But now that he's seen me, he's going to let her play. And that was sort of a moment where I realized that I could help others through my passion in my sport. And so, now Venezuela has a national women's baseball team. And part of me wonders that that girl ended up getting to play on that team.
Love it. Oh,
So
that's beautiful.
Venezuela, has a warm spot in my heart because it really got me thinking about what's possible.
Wow. Oh, that makes me super emotional, especially there. I mean, I don't want to get there because it touched super hard in my heart, but definitely I'm excited to see more Venezuelans. And when I did a little bit of research about you and what you do, I know Venezuelans in the US and in everywhere, because right now we're everywhere. I know for us this will be like, oh, this is great, and also Latin community. So it's really exciting and it makes me happy. I love your mission, honestly. I'm like super in, and I'm looking forward for you to get everything you need from marketers and brands that are listening. So this is a call to action for you that are listening. So, what trending marketing excites you the most right now, and why?
I think marketing that speaks to us, that feels meaningful, is very exciting. The old marketing where they just put a person in a product and say, oh, I love this.
Yes,
That's dead now, in my opinion. I like to see the interaction and the kind of like a 360 care partnership.
love that. I want to know more about the audience. I don't know if you have any data, but in general, brand marketers is always important to understand the audience, and they might not be exposed as exposed as I am to the game. So I would like for you to talk a little bit about.
Well, we have our first game in May. So we haven't actually done our audience specifically, but we know that Major League Baseball, 40% of those fans are women. And the other thing is, we know that this is America's pastime. So why wouldn't also, we have this women fan base. We'll have a queer fan base. I hope we can get the Latino fan base.
Of course.
We also going to get, the men, the fathers, the
Of course.
the guys who just want to go watch a baseball game, and that's what's gonna make this great. I mean, there's people love baseball, and now
Yes.
to see it played, not necessarily a new way, but in a new passionate way that hasn't been experienced before. These women love baseball. They played baseball with men growing up, and now they get to play with women professional level, and you're just gonna see some fantastic play and
I
and
can't
the
wait.
passion. Yeah, so
Can't wait. This is super exciting. Oh my god. No, this makes me so happy. Yeah,
yeah, I
this is
can't
great.
wait. I mean,
No, me neither. I need to be there in the first game. Please have me. I'm looking forward so much to be there. So, as I said, our audience includes many women in the industry who hold high level leadership positions, and yet, even with all their knowledge and experience, it can still feel challenging to put themselves out there and start building their personal professional brand. Since you were speaking, you're here, and you told me you have done other podcasts, it's clear to me that you are actively building that personal professional brand. So I want to know about, when did you decide to start, and what has been the most rewarding moment along the way?
well, with the Women's Pro Baseball League, we started a year ago. Actually, my co founder, Keith Stein, called me and said, "Will you do this project with me?" And of course, I said yes. So, I mean, the best time was definitely our tryouts. We had over 400 women come of all ages, all skill levels. It was very important to us to have an open tryout because so many women have been told they aren't allowed. They've always had barriers. So at least for, one day they can go after their dream and try to
Wow.
be a pro player, get to tell their friends and their family, hey, I was there when it started. So
Crazy.
that was very meaningful. And of course, I also had women come up to me who were like, do you remember when I was 12? Because they played for one of my programs through Baseball for All, and now they've aged out. And of course, they're young women, and now they're trying out for pro baseball. So that was very meaningful me to
Love
see that.
it. And I guess the reason that you're doing podcasts and like posting and all of that is to promote in a way what you're doing, right? Like that was your motivation into, because a lot of the audience, they know a lot, and they have, like a lot of knowledge and a lot of campaigns success and stuff, but they sometimes don't share what they're doing. So I always ask, like, what would be, or why do you share your thoughts, like being in this podcast, being in, like, I don't know, posting on LinkedIn? If there is something, like, what did you start, because of the organization, or you had other reasons?
Well, I mean, because I want the Women's Professional Baseball League to be a huge success. I want everybody to know. I want everyone to come out and
Of
experience
course.
a women's baseball game.
Of
Um,
course.
and just to tie back to Venezuela, I was at a women's baseball game for the World Cup in Venezuela, and they had about 10,000 people there. So, I know this is going to be big, and we're going to fill up seats.
Oh,
And so I just want everyone to know because I love it. I know that
of
other
course.
people love it too.
Of course, love it. Yes, I get it. It's as simple as that, but it takes a lot. And I think, like, really, sometimes we know it's worth it, sometimes we know it's needed, but it's hard for us to put ourselves out there and, talk and like be visible and stuff. So thank you for sharing. That is all really motivation, ambition, and love. So, last question of this section: if you were a brand, what would your personal slogan and brand colors be?
It would be follow your dreams. Um, Also, closely, good things happen when you follow your passions. And my brand colors, my favorite color is sky blue. So
Oh,
any
love it.
blue I'm good with.
What you see when you do a home run, like the sky.
Yeah, that's true. I love the color blue. I think it's great for all occasions.
Yeah, you're right. I love it too. My favorite though is yellow, but I love blue.
Yellow is passionate.
Yes. So, Justin, I would love to hear from the tryouts that you did, that to me was like impressive and amazing. What do you think were the most important takeaway for the players, the community, and the league's partners?
Well, I think the interest, the amount of, We had 600 women sign up for the tryouts. We had women send in videos who were too far away. We had 10 countries represented, with players flying in as far as Australia and Korea and the Czech Republic. So very far. So it just shows that there's a global demand, both from the players, and then I'm very confident that that will be true also with the fans. So we started TikTok and we got 60,000 followers within a week. So there's just a lot of
Love
interest,
that.
and the tryouts really showed that people want this, and the skill level that we're gonna show you is there.
Love that. So, what challenge do you see for what's coming, particularly regarding brand partnerships?
The biggest challenge is not everybody wants to be first. They don't want to step up. It's safer to be second and third and fourth. But I think there's huge reward for being first, in a women's pro baseball league that hasn't been around since the All American Girls Professional Baseball League in the
Love
1940s,
it.
50s.
Love
So,
it.
which brand wants to be different than the others and say, hey, I got this, and I'm going to support America's pastime for girls and women, not just in the US, but the support that's going to happen around the world, right? Because nothing's just American now. Everything's digital, everything goes out.
Everything's global. That's true.
Global, it's going to be a global brand, that someone who can see that. That's the partner we want.
I love it. I will talk to you after the recording because I have so many ideas, but I love you're so inspiring. I'm so excited about this episode. So now let's move forward with a quick fire round. I will ask you a few questions and you say whatever comes to your mind. Are you ready? Okay. Okay. So, commercial spot or social media?
Ooh, commercial spot.
Who creates the company? The audience or the team members?
Has to be both.
Winning an award or achieving real business results?
Oh, results.
Okay, cool. One word that defines your leadership style.
Kindness.
Love it. Communication in the US, English, Spanish, or both?
Oh, I think both. I think at this time it has to be both.
Love it. Fast launch or perfect timing?
Perfect timing is when you start.
I love it. Love it. Awesome. That was it. I mean, I wouldn't ask your favorite sport because I think we know that.
You know,
So,
honestly, my favorite sport, I grew up wanting to be a soccer player.
oh, look at me assuming. I shouldn't be assuming.
I love
That's
soccer.
against my values and my mission. So, thank you for saying. So, then your favorite sport is soccer. Love it.
My favorite sport was soccer, and then they told me I needed to quit baseball, and then baseball became my sport.
Love it. Thank you for sharing that. This was a pretty unique episode because, as I said, normally we have brand marketers. To me, you are one because you are building a brand, and that's like a brand marketer itself. But there is something else that you would like to share or that you're thinking that our audience should know?
I would just love everyone to follow us on socials. I mean, you kind of caught me between commercial and
No,
socials.
of course.
But to be honest, I'm thinking, you see commercial and then it goes back into socials and everyone's talking about it. So
That's true.
please follow us. We're looking for partners who want to be a part of something historical, something that's timely, and something that is going to be very, very exciting.
I love it.
We're thrilled to be here. We can't wait for May to start and have you come and watch a game.
Of course, I will be there for sure. Well, my love, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll do two questions and then this will be it. So, first one, what does it mean to you to be a woman who brands?
To me, I mean, one just has to be authentic and believe in the mission of what they're doing. So I'm not, in my mind, branding, because this is just where my heart is in the work that I have been doing my entire life towards growing opportunities for girls and women in sport, which I believe then manifests into girls and women leading. And so all of that, I suppose, could be called a brand, because I guess it is.
It is.
But I just do it because it's in my heart.
I love it. And I feel you are, I mean, I'm sure because of your story that you work to get there, but I also feel like it's a blessing to be able to work in where your heart is because it doesn't happen all the time. I'm also blessed because I feel I'm in the same path when I do campaigns, but I really do it because it's 0.1% of agencies founded by a woman. Like, it doesn't even make sense to me. Like, I say it and I don't even believe that that's reality. So to me, it's, of course, it's a business, but it's beyond that. It's like I need to change the numbers, because if we don't change the storytellers, then the advertising that our audience is exposed to doesn't have perspective. Like, it's impossible for it to have perspective. So to me, it's also really close to my heart. So I think
Really
I get
great
it.
point. It's a really great point. If men keep doing all the storytelling, where does that leave us? And what stories are they?
Like, it
And we
doesn't
can
it
see
really
that in the 80s, right? How women had to be so thin in the 80s and the 90s. So those were, other
and
people
it,
telling the stories of women's bodies.
of course, it is definitely not real. And I'm excited about female sports because I know that there is a new playbook that we are building here. It doesn't need to follow the same brand partnership type of thing. It doesn't need to follow the same storytelling type of story, because we are different, and that's beautiful. And like, men's sports are great as well, but we need to be exposed to female sports. We need to consume more of the sport so we can understand better the players, the game, and have fun. And it's needed. Like, it's needed. So yes, I mean, I think we're both passionate about it. So it makes me happy. So what advice would you give to a woman in the creative industry when it comes to supporting female sports?
I think connect with the athletes in an authentic way when it ends up coming into branding, right? So if you're in the creative industry, if you're genuine with the athletes, that's gonna come back at you. So my advice would be, when you care about other people, I can't express it enough, but if you come in, you're like, you can't just come into a WNBA team and say, hey, we're gonna make you have this toothpaste, right? This is your toothpaste. We have to listen. We got to talk to the athletes about what they're kind of thinking. What do they want? What are the brands that they're looking for?
Correct.
What partnerships are they trying to have, instead of us telling them what partnerships they have to
I
have?
love that. I love that. And you know what? I haven't heard that before. Honestly. I heard a lot, and maybe others think similar, but I haven't heard that. Let me ask the athletes first what they will like, and then I will go and look for it. And I love that vision, because that will then make the partnership be real and authentic, because they really want it and now they have it, in a way. Love it.
Sure. And if as athletes it's some partner they want, then you know what? There's probably a fan who wants the same, right? Because I want to be just like you. That's the
Love it. Love it. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Justine, for this episode. It was, as I said, a little bit different than our other episodes. We had, though, the SVP of the NFL, Marisa Solis, which I recommend you and everyone listening to hear, because she's amazing. And right now, with the Bad Bunny news and in the Super Bowl, that for Latinos is huge. And also, we had an episode with the CEO of Miami Sharks. So we do a lot of sports, because I'm really passionate about the power that it not only have in the sports specifically, but also, as you said, like leading and then becoming like great leaders and decision makers. And it has a lot of benefit. But this in particularly, with like the league and your organization, and the being like baseball so connected to Venezuela, it really touches my heart. So I'm really grateful that you say yes and that we had this conversation.
Yeah, it's been wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, sweetie. And to all women who brand, listening or reading, remember, your voice matters and your creativity has the power to inspire and lead. Until next time. Ciao.